Hey there, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And in this video today, we are going to start a new video series about PHP. So, PHP is a programming language, as you know, and today we are going to study first chapter. And so in upcoming chapter we will move on and study the syntax and other you can say parts of this programming language. But today is just an introduction session, short one, and in next chapter we will look at the code, syntax, and the different functions, and then we will study some advanced part, right? So let's start our first chapter. Okay, so first of all, the question is, what is PHP? So why we should learn PHP? PHP is a server scripting language and a powerful tool for making dynamic and interactive web pages. As you know, in web application, there are like different parts. One is, as you know, as a front end or the code like HTML or JavaScript, which runs in the browser, and then there is another component which is running on the server, so on the server computer, and which can be used to prepare some dynamic and interactive web pages. Like, those web pages are not static, not only HTML, but they are dynamic. They are changing with based on certain calculations or data or information in the server, or based on your interaction with the server. So this programming language PHP is a scripting language, and it runs on the server side, not in the browser, right? And this programming language PHP is widely used. It's free and efficient alternative to competitors such as Microsoft ASP, right? So the things which you could do with Microsoft ASP, you can perform with this PHP language. So that's now you know where it is used. PHP is used in server scripting. Okay, so in one web application, its role is to make dynamic and interactive web pages while staying on the server side. Okay, so what is PHP? PHP code is executed on the server. PHP is an acronym for PHP, means Hypertext Preprocessor. Okay, so when someone asks you what is PHP, you can tell Hypertext Preprocessor. PHP is widely used. It's open source scripting language. PHP scripts are executed on the server, and it is free to download and use. Okay, so this language is very popular. It is powerful enough to be at the core of biggest blogging system on the web, WordPress. So if you learn PHP, not only you can make your own web applications, but you can also go deeper into WordPress to make its themes and plugins and much more. So this is really amazing if you learn PHP, so that you can make web applications of your own choice, or you can work for others, or you can use it in your job, or you can make your own products as well. So it is the deep enough to run large social medias. For example, it is known that Facebook even was using PHP. So it is also easy enough to be beginner's first server-side language. So as you know, there are many server-side languages out there, and this one is one of the most popular and easy, so that beginners can easily understand it and use it. So if you have idea of programming with other languages, like if you know JavaScript, if you know Java, or if you have idea of C++, so many things you will find like in the syntax, the concepts are similar, or in general almost all programming languages, they have a lot of things common in them in terms of syntax and different, you can say, functions. Anyways, so now you know what is PHP. Now let's move forward in our this lecture. Okay, so now we need to see what is a PHP file. So as I told you, PHP runs on the server. So as you know, any program will be in a file. The code will be in a file. So a file which we create for the PHP, you can say script, which runs on the server. What does it contain? PHP files can contain text, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and PHP code. So interestingly, this is combination of many things. The PHP file, it contains, because as I told you, it is used to produce dynamic web pages. So definitely without HTML, CSS, JavaScript, we cannot have a web page, right? So PHP code is there in the same web page to make things dynamic, right? So we will see in upcoming lectures that what does it actually mean for a page to be dynamic. So PHP code is executed on the server, and the result of that execution or calculation or processing is returned to the browser as plain HTML. And PHP files have extension .php. So whenever you will write a PHP file, so it will have some name like xyz.php, and it will contain HTML, and somewhere you will find PHP code, right? So, and this PHP code will be running on server, and output of this part will be another for example HTML code, and this page will come to browser, right? And when this information or HTML code or page reaches browser, this displays it, and this part here on the browser will not have PHP shown in it. PHP only remains on the server, right, in the .php file, which is not visible to the user in the browser. Okay, so these concepts will be clear in next video or lecture when we start coding. Okay, so next let's look at what can PHP do. A PHP can generate dynamic page content, this I have told you, can create, open, read, write, delete, and close files on the server. PHP can collect form data. Form, as you know, in HTML there are forms. You can send data to server through those forms, and that data is collected on the server. PHP performs some process on that. Maybe that data can go to some databases, right? So PHP can send and receive cookies. Further, PHP can add, delete, modify data in your databases. PHP can be used to control user access, right? So for example, your login authentication process or your sessions with the server, right? These things can be controlled with PHP code. PHP can encrypt data, right? And encryption, to hide data so that somewhere in the middle cannot read it. So with PHP, you are not limited to output only HTML. You can output images, PDF files, and even flash movies. So you can also output any text such as XHTML and XML. So PHP is not only limited to HTML. You can do a lot of amazing things other than just generating web pages, right? Okay, so now let's move forward to our next slide. So why PHP? Although we have seen this, right? So PHP runs on various platforms, like it runs on Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac OS, etc. PHP is compatible with almost all web servers used today, like Apache, IIS, etc. Okay, so it works on all well-known servers. It works on all well-known platforms like Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac OS. PHP supports a wide range of databases, so PHP can be integrated on the web server side with multiple type of databases like MySQL, for example. PHP is free. This is interesting. Download it from the official web page of the PHP, php.net. Go there, download and start using. Install it and start using. PHP is easy to learn and runs efficiently on the server side. So efficiently is fast and quick, and it's easy to learn. So these are some of the advantages for which you would like to go for it. And because it's a very popular programming language, it's used extensively on the web, so learning this language will definitely help you to grow in your career if you are on a web or have a software development side. And not only this, my lectures are going to be very helpful for students or beginners who are new in this field, right? Okay, so now we have, what's the current version? Now we have PHP 7. PHP 7, the previous, because in the history there have been different releases. So the previous popular stable release as of now was PHP 5.6, and now recently we have PHP 7. And what's new in PHP 7? PHP 7 is much faster than previous releases. It has improved error handling. We will study in upcoming videos. PHP 7 supports stricter type declaration for function arguments, and PHP 7 supports new operators like spaceship operators. So this we will study this concept in upcoming videos. So these are some of the advantages of PHP 7, right? Okay, so thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Stay tuned for upcoming videos. I hope this will be informative and beneficial for you. If you think it was useful, please share with your friends and colleagues there so that they can also take advantage. I will start it, and I'll be back with other videos very soon. Till that time, take care. Bye bye and Allah Hafiz.